can there be some more pain for Indian equities in light of the fact that maybe there could be some pain for global equities? India may find it difficult to outperform or go up in such a scenario. Is there a possibility in the short term?
If you ask me on a relative basis whether India will outperform, I think the case is fairly strong. India relative to the US simply because the rates are going in their home country. Europe for sure for the reasons learned friend Harish mentioned, and China we all know the reasons. So that is very clear. With regards to in absolute terms, I agree with I share your kind of concern that in the on the face of the fact that if there are rates going up at every Fed meeting, the upside will always be capped, and you will always have corrections thinking whether the next time is the pause or we have further stressed out. But just to to answer your question, for sure in relative terms, not so sure in absolute terms. But
Okay.
let me kind of frame the debate in such a way that at the end of the day, how much of this is posturing, and how much of it is that they would actually really take the rates down till the time inflation gets down to 2% is something that we will see only over a period of time. And if
Sure.
you look at immediately as an outcome of what Jackson Hole came about, the immediate reaction on the secondary market participants was what they still was that they still expected rate cuts to happen somewhere towards the first half. So it didn't immediately swing around, which means there is some sympathy to the view that Fed is kind of, at the moment more posturing and more data dependent on an ongoing basis rather than a one rigid stance that no matter what happens, we will take the rates down. I think this uncertainty will actually get crossed over once we see the September or the next Fed meeting, whether they raise the interest rates by 75 or 50. If they do 75 or north of 75, I think it's clearly that Fed is being absolutely rigid about that 2% number, and whatever it takes, they will do to get, even if at the cost of economic growth rates. But if it is 50 or thereabouts, I think the reaction would be that it's more of posturing just to kind of not let the animal spirits from a consumer standpoint go materially higher, and to control that. The language of Fed has been that way. That would be my read of the question that you asked earlier and even now.